Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another one of our college and career lessons. My name is Mr. Garcia, or as you like to call me, Mr. G. I'm from the College Success Foundation, and I am your college and career coach here at Glover Middle School. So today's lesson is all about creating your own college pathway. And our learning target for today is learning how the different educational paths you can take to high school and what you can earn after graduating. So let's get started. So let's take 30 seconds right now, and on a piece of paper and a pencil, write down as many paths you can take after high school. And once you've written down those paths, if you managed to get those 4 right, congratulations, and let's keep going forward. So post-high school paths are 2-year college or technical school, 4-year college or university, the workforce, and the military. So let's take a few seconds to look at this graph. You can pause the video here to look at it more in depth if you want. But if you can see this graph, you can see the different educational backgrounds here in the bottom. And you can see the number, the salary that goes up is the more you earn in terms of education. So basically, what this graph is showing is that the more education you earn, the higher salary you can achieve. So someone, let's say with an associate's degree, will earn more than someone who's earned a high school diploma, and someone who's earned more with a doctoral degree will earn more, and let's say with someone than a bachelor's degree. So I like to take a few seconds to talk about my college path. So after high school, I started my journey here at Spokane Falls Community College in Spokane, Washington. I received my associate's arts degree. And after I received my associate's arts degree, I transferred to Gonzaga University. And at Gonzaga University, I earned my bachelor's degree in kinesiology and physical education. And that's just my college path. And I'm sure that when you all reach college, your college path will be different as well. So our high school and college tip for today is studying and taking notes. Studying and taking notes is really important because it's a very, very big part of high school and college. And it's always a very effective way to review what you learn. And it always comes in handy. So definitely take notes. So now let's look at the type of degrees that you can earn. So as you can see here that there's 5 general degrees you can achieve. You have your technical degree, which is can take anywhere up to 2 years. Your associate arts degree, which can take also 2 years. Your bachelor's degree, which can take 4 years. Your master's degree, which can take anywhere between 1 to 2 years. And that also includes a requirement of having a bachelor's degree before you can earn a master's degree. And your doctor's degree, which requires you to have your bachelor's degree already completed and an additional 4 to 6 years of school. So let's talk a little bit about undergraduate degrees. So undergraduate degrees, we have 3 different categories. We have technical degrees, which again can take anywhere between up to 2 years. They're really career specific. So for an example, you have technical degrees in healthcare, accounting, culinary arts, automotive technology, that sort of thing. You also have your associate's arts degree, which is your 2-year program. It provides entry-level position training. And some examples might be nursing, graphic design, and other, vocational areas that you might think of. And what's really nice about this is that the credits you earn with your associate's degree can be transferred to a 4-year college or university. And then lastly, we have our bachelor's degree. So our bachelor's degrees usually take about 4 to 5 years on average. And students can earn a whole lot of information in different disciplines. So these can be areas of study like chemistry, biology, engineering, medicine, you name it. And undergraduates work in these degrees to earn entry level or management level positions after they graduate. Let's talk a little bit about Running Start. So Running Start is a program that's offered in high schools. And the idea behind it is that you take both high school credits and college credits at the same time. So you will take college credits in your junior and senior years of high school. And if you complete both of those at the same time, by the time you graduate from high school, you can earn both your high school diploma and your associate's arts degree, which will be really awesome. And we have our graduate degree. So what's important about graduate degree is that you must have your bachelor's degree first before you can earn your graduate degree. So we have two different categories here. We have our master's degree to the left, and our master's degree, those are specialized studies in some type of field or areas of study that you would like to pursue. And usually take 1 to 2 years to complete. And with master's degrees, graduate students are qualified to work in really advanced level positions once they graduate. And off to the right here, you can see we have doctorate degrees. So doctorate degrees are the most advanced type of degree. They take about 4 to 6 years to complete. And typically, graduates who have a doctorate degree, they are considered experts in their field. And we have our certificates here. So our certificates, they're not exactly a degree, but they do allow a student to join a workforce at an entry level. It's still an important part of education if you earn a certificate. And if you do want to eventually pursue a certificate, I highly recommend you do so. They are very important and very valuable. What's great about certificates is that it's a good stepping stone to later higher education degrees because it adds more knowledge to the knowledge that you've already earned. So it makes you better prepared. And like I said, it often leads to increased skills, knowledge, and specialization in a current job. So let's say, for example, you want to become a doctor. You can get a certificate in, let's say, x-rays. So if you get a certificate in x-rays and you become a doctor, you have the knowledge from the certificate, plus the knowledge you earn in your schooling to become a doctor, and you're better prepared. And with certificates, the course load is always specific to the certificate that you're working for. Types of higher ed institutions. We will talk about that in a little bit right here. So like I said, we have one of the types of higher ed institution is technical schools. Technical schools are also called trade or vocational schools. Usually here, you can earn your certificate or technical degree, and it's usually an expensive, less expensive option. So you can see here that some examples of technical schools are Bates Technical College or Clever Park Technical College. Two-year colleges. So here in two-year colleges, they're also called community colleges or junior colleges. So here you can obtain your associate's arts degree, your technical diplomas, certificates, and some two-year colleges are even offering bachelor's degrees now. And at two-year colleges, you can often transfer your associate's arts degrees to a four-year college or university. It's also a great opportunity for you to stay close to home, and it's usually pretty less expensive compared to a four-year college. And just some examples here in Washington State, we have the Community College of Spokane, and we have Bellevue College in Seattle. So college and university is another type of higher ed institution. Here you can obtain your bachelor's degree, master's, and doctorate degrees. You can also earn certificates if they offer them. With universities and colleges, they have more majors and subjects that are offered compared to two-year colleges and technical schools. There's also more on-campus activities and typically provide more student housing. They allow students to live there at the same time they can go to school, so they can just take a short walk. Generally, four-year colleges and universities are more expensive compared to 2 years in colleges, and they might have more stricter application requirements. But even though they might look more expensive, the rewards at the end once you graduate is far more beneficial because you will earn a higher salary once you apply to a position. And just some examples here, we have the University of Washington and Gonzaga University. So just one short distinction I would like to make between colleges and universities is the concept of public versus private universities. So you can see here off to the left, public universities are funded through the state government. The government provides them with money. And with public universities, they offer in-state tuition for state residents. That means people who live inside the state. So for example, people living in Washington state would receive in-state tuition. And it's a lot cheaper than those who visit from out of state. So for example, we had two students, one from here from Washington state versus the other student who, let's say, is from Oregon. They will be considered out of state. The student from Washington state would pay less than the student from out of state. And off to the right, we have private universities. So private universities are not funded or operated by the government. They offer the same tuition for in-state students and out-of-state students. And another important distinction is that private universities occasionally cost more than public universities. So just an example of a public university we have here is Washington State University, the home of the Cougars. And an example of a private university is Whitworth University in Spokane, Washington. So now let's move on to Ivy League colleges and universities. So Ivy League universities are these group of universities up here to the right. They're located on the East Coast, and they're generally a bit harder to get into compared to other public and private universities, but they are an option for you students to look at if you do want to pursue some universities outside of Washington State. You can see here that they have very strict acceptance requirements, but that should not discourage you from applying. And like I said, these universities are definitely, they're best known for having high scholastic achievement and, social prestige. So basically it means they have a very, very good reputation. Historically Black colleges and universities is also a topic we will look at. So historically Black colleges and universities, these were founded in Pennsylvania and Ohio before the Civil War took place. They were designed for providing the African-American youths who were largely prevented because of racial discrimination from attending established colleges and universities. So these universities were designed for them for providing basic education and training to become teachers or tradesmen. And these are a very important source of pride in the African-American community. And they also encourage all students, regardless of race or social status, to apply. They will accept anyone. We also have Hispanic serving institutions. So Hispanic serving institutions it's a higher education institution that has a student population of at least 25 full-time Hispanic students enrolled. And you can see here off to the left, we have a graph here with the states that offer Hispanic serving institutions. So we can see here that 27 states, including Washington, DC and Puerto Rico, have those institutions. Asian American and Native American Pacific Islander serving institutions. So these institutions are designed for students who, excuse me. So these institutions have at least 10% student enrollment of Asian American and Pacific Islander students, and some minimum percentage of low income students, similar to that of the Hispanic serving institutions that we looked at our slide previously. They are also federally funded by the government, and they focus on addressing the challenges that students of color face. So they might face challenges financially or socially. So these institutions were provided to help them along and help them reach their journey. We also have LGBT-friendly campus. You can see here, I provided some links for you to look at if you ever are interested in seeing if there's an LGBT-friendly campus in your area. So I highly encourage you to look at these two links in your own free time. And lastly, we have our educational opportunities through the military. So with the military, you would sort of apply to a position in any one of the armed services branches. So we have the Navy, the Marine Corps, the Army, the Coast Guard, and the Air Force. And you would apply to any one of those branches. You would do your service, and once you finish your service term, as long as you apply to a university or school, the military will offer some sort of payment to help you pay the tuition rates and support you along the time journey. So we have these two bullet points here. We have the new GI Bill, which is provided by 4 military veterans who served at least 36 months or 3 years. They provide them with a monthly living stipend, which is meaning like a small amount of money. And they also provide full tuition coverage to pay for their college after they leave the military. And depending on how long someone serves in the military or how long they commit to serve, they have this bill designed for them, their post-veterans, that can be transferred to spouses and children. So let's say someone is married, the money that they earn can be given to their family, and this bill is called the Post 9/11 GI Bill. So in case you are ever considering to looking at a career in the military, those are your 2 options. So if you have any questions, yeah, like I said, if you do have any questions, please send them to your CCLR teachers, Mrs. McGuire or Mr. Matthews. And like I said, I will always get back to you as fast as I can. But if you do have any questions, please not hesitate in sending them to your teachers. So just some short takeaways here. Hopefully you are now able to understand the different types of the educational routes you can take during and after high school, as well as the different institutions that are available to you. And if you want to learn more about your best college fit and match, here's an additional resource. You can click the link here and it will take you, and you can learn about what college best suits you and all that. And as always, please sign up for the College Bound Scholarship. I am sure your counselors, Mr. Moulton, has talked about it. So if you have not signed up already, please do so. And our next lesson will be on college affordability. So that covers our presentation today. Thank you for being with me here today, and I will see you next time. Bye.